This episode of the Film Frat podcast is sponsored by Handsfree Popcorn Bucket. Get your Handsfree Popcorn Bucket at handsfreepopcornbucket.com. Use promo code FILMFRAT for 10% off your purchase at handsfreepopcornbucket.com, or check out their Etsy store, etsy.handsfreepopcornbucket, and use 10% off any of their merch, from their shirts to their stickers to the buckets. If you're looking for a popcorn bucket to fit right between you and your date at the movies or whoever you bring, then you definitely need to get yourself a hands-free popcorn bucket. It fits in any large cup holder. Use it at the movies, at sporting events, or on your next road trip. And it's not limited to popcorn. You can fit whatever you want in it. Need an extra big gulp? Fill that thing with soda. Had a bad day? Fill it with a bunch of ice cream. Do whatever you want. It's yours. It's super durable. Thank you, Hands-Free Popcorn Bucket, for sponsoring the episode. Now let's get into it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Film Frat Podcast, episode number 11. My name is Alex Casada, joined here with
Curtis Catado.
And today we have something extremely amazing. As you can see, we're holding something very special. Little popcorn bucket action. All thanks to our amazing first ever guest here, Chris Randazzo,
inventor of the hands-free popcorn bucket.
Hello, everybody. Hey, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good.
Nice to meet you both. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. Explain to us really what brought the magic behind this product here.
Actually, back a long time ago, in 2013, my wife and I, she's a cancer survivor.
Oh.
And we learned that she wouldn't be able to get pregnant or carry a baby. So we ended up going to the movies to escape the bad news. And I'm the guy that likes to still put his arm around his wife at the movies and hold the popcorn, you know.
Nice.
And about 30 minutes into the movie, my arm gets tired, and I go to get some popcorn, and it's almost all gone because I'm holding her and the popcorn. And I look down at this empty cup holder between us because our drinks were on opposite sides of each other. And I thought, if there was only a way I could take this popcorn bucket and stick it in a cup holder, I could still put my arm around my wife and have some popcorn. And that was the eureka moment. The rest of the movie, I'm thinking, well, why has nobody thought of this? You know, all these different ideas started sparking through my head. And I still have the original movie ticket from 2013. It was actually the Expendables 3.
Okay.
And it was 4:40 p.m. September 13th. I'm sorry, 2014. That's how long I've been working on this.
For sure.
So,
Well, Chris, I gotta say, it's one of those ideas that I think is like just ingenious, kind of in the way that it's like, how is this thing not around yet? It just kind of seems like that. It's so simple that it's just genius kind of thing.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, right. That it should be a product out there. So I really wanted to have you on the podcast, and we're super excited to get into your backstory on it.
I appreciate it. And like that night, I took home our empty bucket and our soda cup. Took it home, made a prototype, and started scouring the internet every which way you could possibly think of.
For sure.
Popcorn bucket fits in cup holder, popcorn bucket. Nothing was coming up at this time, right? So the next day, I went down to a lawyer's office in downtown Indianapolis, where we were living at the time, and told him my idea, had my draft and the prototype, and he did a quick, search. Nothing was coming up like my design, and he said, "I think you got something here, kid." And so that's what propelled me to start making a popcorn bucket that sits in cup holders.
That's right. So explain what we got right here.
This is actually the first gen. Back then, I thought of making them out of paperboard, turn and burn for the movie theaters. Yeah. And I have molds made for small, medium, and large popcorn buckets.
That's
so
awesome.
Y'all can check those out if you want. They have my patent numbers on the bottom and everything.
Oh yeah, I see that.
That's awesome. It's so cool how like they're all different sizes, but they all fit in the same cup holder.
Yeah, right.
It's genius. It's genius.
They're definitely multifunctional. So when you fill it with popcorn and you shake it, the seeds trickle to the bottom, separating from the popcorn. And really, wherever there's an empty cup holder, that's my target market. You know what I mean? Home theater seating, movie theater seating, cars, RVs, road trips.
I can see it at sporting events.
Yes, all of these are the ideas that keep me awake at night.
Yeah. So have you approached theaters with the bucket?
Yes, quite a bit. I go into the movie theaters, talk to managers. You know, they all love the idea, but never really got any traction with the paperboard buckets. And, you know, 2013, 14, 15-ish, you know, trying to get it out there. I went to CinemaCon. I also tried out for Shark Tank.
Oh,
very cool.
Yeah,
Very
three
cool.
different times. I didn't make it to the show,
or
the final round, but there's my
talk to us. Let's see.
There's my bracelets.
Shark Tank.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, go ahead.
you gotta tell us about the Shark Tank process a little bit.
Yeah, what's that about?
It's fun, is what it is. They have an open casting call, and anybody can show up with an idea, and you get up in front of the representatives. The actual sharks aren't there. But the representatives and the casting agents, they're all there, and you pitch them your idea, and you basically show them what you got, you know. And you meet a lot of different entrepreneurs there. You get to see a lot of people's awesome inventions. So just the experience itself of going to one is. I can't even describe it. It's inspiring. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of great ideas out there. There really is.
So is there anything you took from actually being at this Shark Tank event that you then implemented to your product, or maybe just a different approach, or what'd you learn from that situation?
Being confident when you speak,
for sure.
Especially with the lights and the microphones. That's, you know, it's not a normal everyday thing for everybody. So that's. The more you do it, the more comfortable you get. But also, I ended up getting 2 patents for the bucket. And here they are. Check how cool these are.
Yeah.
I've been working on this a long time.
Mind if I look at one of them?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we could take it out the plastic if you want.
Let's see.
So when you've approached the theaters, Chris, what has their response kind of been?
We'll send an email to our higher ups, and I actually got a story I'll tell you more about where I went to Harkins headquarters.
Oh, wow.
So
That's
where's
awesome.
that at?
Scottsdale.
Oh,
No way.
the actual headquarters.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
How about that?
it's beautiful.
Okay.
It's a brand new facility.
Yeah.
Is it an actual movie theater itself?
No,
Oh, okay,
it's like a big
walk in there
CEO.
watching
It's like a
movies.
big corporate office. It's
Okay.
really nice though.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, while we're talking about it,
For sure.
I randomly walked in. You know, told the very nice receptionist. There was 2 of them, and they were both so kind and heartwarming. But I randomly walked in, and told them, "Hey, I'm here to shoot my shot." You know, like they don't know me from the next person that just walked in randomly, I guess. But I told them, "This is who I am. This is what I got. This is where I'm at. This is what I need. Can you help me out? Is there anyone that might be interested?" And they called the director of concessions down, and it was just a quick, "Hey, you know, this is who I am. Can you give me 5 minutes of your time?" And respectfully, it was 9 a.m. in the morning, right when they opened. Probably hadn't even checked his emails yet, you know, and so, but at least now I was able to get in front of somebody that, you know, like a decision maker of a movie theater chain.
Sure. You know, that's an awesome story. I mean, to get that far, and honestly, I think some people should take this. I mean, to sell it in their theater, I think would be an awesome idea. So, Chris, how do you market the bucket? Like, what's kind of your
right now, just doing video, social media, now podcasting. That's really about it.
I see the characters on your shirt.
Oh yeah,
let's
I
talk
got these
about
characters
that.
made. So there's 5 different ones.
Okay.
We got buttery.
Yeah.
There's
Perfect.
caramel right there, salty,
Caramel. Look at that.
cheddar,
Salty.
and jalapeno.
Okay, so
It works here.
break these down for us. We'll give you the inspiration on all these. Obviously, they're flavors, right?
Right.
What's your favorite flavor, first of all?
I like to mix cheddar and caramel, like the
Yeah, yeah.
Chicago mix.
you
Have you ever
serious?
had Garrett's popcorn
No.
out of Chicago? Like
don't
they're
think
not
so.
paying me to say this or anything,
Yeah,
but
sure.
they have amazing Chicago style mix.
Yeah.
Nice.
With cheddar and caramel, and their caramel is so delicious. It doesn't stick to your teeth.
Okay, good.
A lot of
That's
caramel
a problem
does.
I have, yeah, for sure.
But yeah, cheddar and caramel would definitely be my favorite flavor. What about y'all?
Oh man, jalapeno probably.
Jalapeno?
Yeah, I like spice.
Yeah, fair. I like just cheddar, plain up. Just
Yeah.
the cheesiness to me is what I always go to. But so break these down real quick. What was the process? So you brainstorm these, you draw them out yourself, maybe?
No, I didn't actually. Great story.
Yeah.
I was randomly scrolling through TikTok one day, and I came across his artist on there. He's at Enix Art.
Okay.
And he's actually in New Zealand. We're based here in Mesa, Arizona, where we make our buckets. So I sent buckets across the pond, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
So he's basically the only person in New Zealand that has hands-free popcorn buckets.
It's a good brag.
But I loved his work. He has a very unique sense of style of drawing and stuff like that. And I reached out to him and told him what I was looking for, because at first we're kind of jumping around a little bit.
For sure, go ahead.
You know, we started making the buckets out of plastic after the lockdowns, so we don't make them out of the paperboard anymore. But I sent him 2 of the plastic buckets and told him that it needed some life. It was just it needs life.
Right,
it's just blank.
Right.
So I told him what I was looking for, make them, you know, cute, whimsical, little characters, make them like 5 of them. Hopefully they'll be like the next M&Ms one day, but for popcorn buckets.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
So I own these characters.
Right.
You know, we did it all legal. He signed the release forms and everything. But yeah, so here's
That's
so
awesome.
sick.
It really does give Eminem character vibes for sure.
right.
I like they pop, just the colors pop a lot. It gives a lot of
Absolutely.
Yeah, he definitely came through. I couldn't be happier. But I ended up getting all of the certificates of registration, so I own the IP for each character.
I love how it's just at the back of that. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
But yeah, these are really cool. Like one day, hopefully I can like make a little cartoon for advertising, or you know, they have their own voices. Like I said, hopefully it'll be the next M&M, but with hands-free popcorn buckets.
Sure, give them some personality for sure. I like how the jalapenos breathing fire. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's sick.
That's good. That's really cool.
So you talk about adding life to these. What I love the most about this is how much of a blank canvas it actually is. I mean, the way I see this, you literally put any sticker you want on here, whatever you like. It's like, for example, like on my hydro flask, when I first buy it, it's just completely blank, and then I just cover it like graffiti. And essentially, you're doing the same thing to this.
Yes.
You're personalizing it, adding your own flavor. I mean, I could see this in theaters and then having like a sticker stand right next to it to pick your own stickers. Hey, each sticker is $1, $2. Go customize your, you know, bucket. So this to me is just so cool. I mean, look at the one we got right here.
Already decked out this one, and the Film Frat stickers. Had to get that on there quick.
Yeah.
So here's all the characters
Oh, very
on
cool. Those fit perfectly around it.
Yeah, actually, dude, good point.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I when I had them made, I wanted to actually, you know, fulfill the space on the bucket.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I sell the blanks. I sell the blank buckets as well as the stickers. We also have T-shirts in our Etsy store, as well as the website. You can buy the buckets and stickers, handsfreepopcornbucket.com or Etsy HF Popcorn Bucket. And so that's where all of our you know, buckets and merchandise is for sale. But as you were saying, different designs, like you can go crazy with the different designs. You're the creator.
Just sticker bomb that thing. That's awesome. That looks so sick.
And as far as like movie theaters, you give me the right marketing team. You know, they could put their own logos and stickers. They can have movie studio stickers, like you can have the next Marvel movie stickers. And stickers are, you know, they're fairly cheap. Like you can get a lot of them and then sell them for a good profit, especially if you got something blank to put it on.
Absolutely.
But here's a Joker one.
That is sick.
Joker 2 is about to come out,
Yeah,
but look how nice that one was.
That's awesome.
My
Are these
cousin
stickers?
designed that one.
Oh, wow.
And all that is actually that's tattoo transfers for like your skin.
No way.
Yeah.
So wow, how about that?
One day we had like a little sit down and we were all just putting stickers on, and he came up with that one with some tattoo transfers.
That's pretty cool.
I'm really excited to actually take that and go see the Joker 2 movie.
Yes.
I'm a big fan of the first one.
Oh yeah, I love that first one. Speaking of movies and just shows in general, what's some of the movies and shows you grew up watching?
Oh, how far back do you want to go?
I
Take it back.
So one movie that I used to know word verbatim, and I was a kid, you know, 8, 9-ish at the time, and it's called The Ice Pirates, and it's like a 1980s movie, and it's a sci-fi, but it has a little bit of comedy, and almost compared to like a earlier version of Spaceballs.
Okay,
Ever seen
Like
that?
parody,
Spaceballs.
kind of?
Yeah, kind of like. It's its own movie, but not so much a parody.
I see.
More of like a comedy, but with sci-fi. It's made around sci-fi, and it's about these pirates that are on the search for this ice planet because waters run dry throughout the galaxy that they're in. But it's awesome. It has Robert Ulrich in it. He's the main actor in it, I believe that's who it was.
Yeah.
Ice Pirates. Check it out. It's funny.
Really, I've never heard of it before. To be honest, no.
Yeah.
How old would you say you were when you like kind of fell in love with that movie?
Around eight or 9-ish.
Okay,
yeah.
wow. Okay.
But one of the earlier movies, like I love The Goonies.
Ooh,
that was when I was
classic.
little.
Yeah.
My mom actually took me to the movies, and we ended up staying and watching it twice. I loved it. So
Yeah.
2 showings.
yeah, 2 showings.
That's crazy.
She went and paid for the extra ticket. She did it honestly, but we got a refill of popcorn, and we watched it back to back.
That's awesome.
So, but going a little bit farther into movies, Natural Born Killers. If you haven't seen that one, I love that one. That one, it was either co-directed or co-written by Quentin Tarantino. It had Woody Harrelson.
Oh,
And this is one of the earlier, back in the 90s-ish, somewhere in there. But it had Woody Harrelson, Juliette Lewis, Robert Downey Jr. makes a cameo. Actually,
Interesting.
he's a reporter in it. So.
oh wow.
And it's a wild movie. I love it. It's Mickey and Mallory Knox, and they ended up they go on this killing spree while they've eaten a bunch of mushrooms. And what the crazy thing is, though, it shows you flashes of their mushroom trips.
Okay.
And it's not like hunky-dory, peaceful, hippie bliss trips. Like, it's psychotic stuff going on in there.
Yeah.
sure.
And it's real. It's a wild ride.
Yeah.
Natural Born Killers. I highly
Born
recommend
Killers.
it.
Wow,
Yeah.
I've heard of it before, but I did not know that was the premise of it at all.
Yeah. Oh, it's wild. And if you want to get into the 2000s, I
sure.
recently got in or saw this one, and it's called The Pawn Shop Chronicles. I didn't even know it existed. Gave it a watch. I think it was on Amazon Prime when I watched it, and it has Paul Walker.
Ooh.
It also has Brendan Fraser. It also has Matt Dillon, and also what's his name? Daryl Dixon from The Walking Dead.
Okay, yeah.
He's in it. And it's a wild ride story. It's actually different stories, and then they kind of like all come, they coincide with one another. Crazy watch, highly recommend it.
Okay.
And then one more recently that I watched, besides Deadpool and Wolverine.
Man, we can
Loved
get
it.
into that one.
We got to talk about
we
it.
will,
Have
we
talking
will.
movies.
Yeah.
But besides that one I recently watched is Sisu, and it takes time during one of the world wars, and this hardened, I believe he was like a French combat veteran or whatever. He ends up finding this chunk of gold, and the enemy finds out about it, and so they want the gold for themselves. But this guy is just full on. It's like John Wick.
Yeah.
Like this guy, he just. Give it a watch.
Like
I don't want to give it away,
badass,
but give it a
badass.
watch.
Yeah.
Sisu.
Okay.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, how about Deadpool and Wolverine? What were your thoughts?
Yeah, we got to talk
Loved
about it.
Loved
Yeah.
it. Yep.
Real quick, just before we even get into it, are you a big comics fan? Are you a big Marvel fan? Superhero fan?
Yes, like I don't collect the comic books, but I watched all the,
Perfect.
the whole MC universe and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So,
Okay. So let's talk about it. So, what's your opinion on the MCU as of right now? I mean, it's had its glory days, quote unquote, when beginning of Iron Man, the first one, Hulk, and now it's kind of had a bad rap going into like the past 3 years, maybe. Is this Deadpool movie saving?
oh, absolutely.
You think
Even
so?
when he says it in the movie,
Yeah.
I'm the Marvel genius.
Yeah, he does say that.
So he's. I think this movie really turned it around and opened a lot of executive eyes to let's give the fans what they want.
Yeah.
Versus let's make something what we think they want.
For sure.
Because you got to remember, all of us that grew up with those comics or superheroes, we all have adult money now, right?
That's right. That's a
so
good point.
and what we want to do with our generation, our kids, is take our kids and kind of live our childhood through them and introduce them. Hey, this is Superman. This is Deadpool. This is
That's right.
it's just like a recycling of one generation to the next.
Yeah, fair.
But if you go changing what we grew up with, then that's not going to appeal to what we want to go see, So, but I do think Deadpool and Deadpool Wolverine turned it around. Hopefully they don't go flooding the movies with more, like basic superheroes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What's some other recent stuff you've seen lately? Have you been to the theater much lately?
I wanted to go see Borderlands. I heard that wasn't good.
Yeah, I heard that one flopped.
I heard that too.
I heard it flop.
Which is crazy because it had some good casting in it, you know?
Well, you could tell the actors never played the Borderlands game.
Which is very integral to the feel of the, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. So I do think if they're going to take on a project like that, it ought to be mandatory. Hey, y'all need to learn how to play the game.
For sure.
And then that way you can adopt those characters as you're playing. You can become those characters as you're playing. And then that'll make it just that much more watchable on screen.
Absolutely. And what you mentioned is a huge, talking point online. Everyone says, like, for example, I don't know if you were familiar with like the Halo series that came out. Yeah. A lot of the people on that didn't play the games, so automatically took them out of the immersion. Same with like The Last of Us, which is an amazing show. A lot of the people there did actually play the game, and you can tell based on the performances. Recently, the Fallout TV show that came out.
That was a wonderful watch.
Amazing.
It was a wild, crazy ride. I didn't have any expectations.
Yeah.
And it was just phenomenal.
For sure.
They you can tell they took their time. They put some effort into it. It wasn't rush to cut and get it out.
Yeah. But exactly. And the point being is that a lot of them also played the video game, so they were immersed with the universe. Right. So you make a great point. These people on Borderlands probably never even touched the series ever. Yeah, but great point. What else came out recently?
Did you see the new Alien by chance?
No.
Alien.
No. It's really good.
Have you seen it yet?
Yeah, it's really good. Highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Alien Romulus.
Yeah, and that takes place.
It actually takes place between the first Alien movie and the second Alien movie. So it kind of goes back in time a little bit, but I'd highly recommend it. Do you get to the theater very much?
Oh, as often as I can. I'm trying to get the buckets out there. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Every time I go, I'll take the bucket and I'll set it up on the counter.
Yeah.
So people in line can. First thing they say, where'd you get it? Where do I get one? What is that? That is so cool.
Yeah.
And then, oh, hey, by the way, I invented this. This is where you can get it. And
that's right.
Get some word of mouth going.
Yeah, absolutely. I even had like these little cards made up.
We got them right here.
Yeah.
I'll let you pass
I had these little cards created.
Yeah.
So that way they have the QR code on there and all of our social media, the website on the back. So that way it's more like a advertisement card. Oh, here's where you can get
Absolutely.
one.
Scan the QR code kind of thing.
Oh, and they're nice.
Yeah, these are
and,
nice.
and I got the little raised buttery on there. It's kind of
That's cool. That's actually sleek. I like that a lot, Chris. That's cool.
That is nice. So what's the support been like? Family, friends, people online? Talk to us about that. What's going on?
The people you don't know seem to be your biggest fans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, family and friends, they've helped along the way. Hey, can you help me go here? Or, stuff like that.
For sure.
The people you don't meet are the ones who like, share, follow, buy, place the orders and things like that. And so it's definitely been a long journey. And not only that, but plus not everybody's going to have the same vision that you have. And you can't expect them to. You know what I mean? This is my baby, so I got to run with it.
That's right.
Whoever wants to jump on and come along, by all means, I got a lot of room. Let's go. They've been supportive, but when you do something great, they kind of, we knew you could do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
so what's been kind of like one of the toughest challenge facing this whole, dream of?
I haven't borrowed any money, so let's go with that. That's been the hardest thing. Like I built this from the ground up, from scratch, from working full time, doing side hustles, not going out, not buying new clothes, not buying $5-6 coffees every day, just saving every penny I possibly can.
For sure.
To get the mold, to get the patents, to get the characters copyrighted, to get the logo, trademark established and everything like that. So, and plus the mold, this is my third time making a mold. So the first 2 times with the paperboard, I had 3 molds made for the small, medium, and large. And then that company ended up going out of business. Then COVID hit. We're all locked down. And then I reached out to another manufacturer if they would make, and these are overseas manufacturers. And I reached out to another manufacturer, told them I wanted to make them out of plastic, sent them money for the mold. And then some things happened with him to where it was just bad business, logistical nightmare.
Yikes! Yeah.
And you got to keep in mind, each one of these molds, they're not cheap. Like these are,
sure.
Out of giant blocks of steel, very heavy.
Yeah.
So it's not like something I want to ship from overseas to here. And then,
Yeah.
But so lockdowns happened. That company went down. So I have 2 or 3 molds overseas that are just sitting collecting rust and dust right now to make the paperboard ones and to make a different version of the plastic ones.
Right.
But with all of that going on, one morning I woke up and I randomly searched plastic businesses locally in Mesa, Arizona. And come to find out, there was one right down the street from my house, basically, and all them brand new warehouses by the Gateway Mesa Airport.
Okay, fair.
Right over in there, and I'm right there in Eastmark, about a mile away, 2 miles at the most. And so I walk in there with my patents and my paperboard buttons or buckets randomly, unannounced, and told them, hey, this is who I am, this is what I got, this is where I'm at, and this is what I need. Can you help me out? And Bo Sawyer, he's the owner. Great guy. He understood my idea. Liked it. Told me everything I needed to, like get the mold made and everything like that. And we put it in one of his machines, and it pumps out these cool plastic buckets.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's all. They turned out so good, Chris. And kind of going back to like the theater experience. You say you go to the theater, you bring the buckets a lot. This is something I think. I guess ups the theater experience for people, something they can put between the two of them. Like you said, you can put your arm around your girl, everything like that. What, I guess a question I had is just, what is something you wish like from back in the day would be in the theater experience now? And what's something you miss? What's something you like that's new? I guess related to like, you have to pick seats now when you go to the theater now. The candy's expensive and all that. I guess there's not really lines and midnight showings like that anymore. How do you think the theater experience compares now to like back in the day?
Well, I think there's a lot of variables because COVID hit. Everybody got accustomed to lockdowns and just streaming a lot of stuff.
Yeah, dude, streaming's huge.
Streaming, that took a big chunk away from the movie profit intake, movie theater profit intake. Because if it's going to be out in a month, then why go to the movies?
Right.
And when I can just watch it on stream or whatever. But me, I love going to the movies. It may be a little bit more expensive nowadays, but that's where I can actually go and commit 1, 2, 3 hours of my life, hopefully with no major distractions.
Yeah.
And sit there and actually get immersed in someone else's artistry, creativity.
Absolutely.
And just really have, like, try and connect with the experience itself. Because, I mean, everybody's guilty of it. When you're at your home and you're watching a movie or a show, you're on your phone, or even if you're watching a movie, you can pause the movie, get up, go to the bathroom, look at your phone. Too many distractions. And when you're at the movie theaters, it's just, okay, I'm here, I'm set, you have my attention, take me away.
Yeah, on the big screen too.
Exactly, on the big screen.
Yeah.
And plus with sound. Back in the day before 3D sound, Dolby Atmos and stuff like that, sound just kind of was in the front of you. Now with the surround sound, jets fly over your head, it really sounds like. And so, and me, I'm actually deaf in my right ear, so it's hard for me to hear things like in noisy environments. But with the surround sound, like when, I can hear it a lot better, even though it's quiet on this side for me.
For sure.
But yeah, I love the movies.
Yeah.
How about you?
I'm the same way. I hope the theater experience never dies. And I'm sad to see that people do kind of go to streaming like instead of the theater a lot of times now, because I just think, like you said, you get to really immerse yourself in the experience at the theater. And I just like seeing it on the big screen, honestly. I mean, that's just a big part of it for me.
Yeah, no. So for me, growing up, something I loved to do, especially with my mom, she loved this, was horror films.
Okay.
anything scary, right? And there's nothing more immersive than going to theaters to watch an extremely scary movie in the theaters. You won't get that at home. Like I remember vividly watching Paranormal Activity 3, the third one. It first came out. My mom and dad took me. My dad hates horror films, so he had to like freaking hold on to my mom. But we were sitting there, just the immersion, the shaking of the theater, like just everyone's reaction. It was just, you can't get that at home on streaming at all. And you know, everything going to streaming, whatever, you just lose that kind of connection you have with whatever you're watching. And that's just the sad part to me.
Totally agree. What would you say is your biggest pet peeve when it comes to
I
movie
was going to
theaters?
ask that. That's a
Is
good
it
question.
Phones, big munching,
People talking.
snoring.
Basically, mainly people talking or being disruptive. You know, some people don't have any social awareness at all. But you know,
tell us about your worst
etiquette.
experience that you've had at theaters.
Oh,
Do you have one?
Yeah, you know, actually, I forget what movie it was, but I remember somebody screamed out the part that was supposed to happen.
Oh, no.
And it just made the whole movie just fall flat, you know? Because you knew it was going to happen before. If I try and think real hard, I think it was like the last Twilight movie.
Okay, yeah.
Where like the bad guy touched the girl's hand. I could see the future, and then this huge battle plays out between the vampires and the werewolves, and come to find out it was just him seeing the future through her.
Yeah.
And somebody screamed that out, and it
They just didn't hit
like,
the same.
why, man? Why'd you do that to us, kind of thing.
But for the most part, I have very nice movie going experiences.
Yeah.
And also, I never go on opening night.
No?
No.
Well, there's something special about that too, though. Attending, like midnight releases or going to
Yeah, I feel like those used to be more of a thing back in the day. That's kind of what I was bringing up. Like, I don't really see midnight premieres anymore or anything like that. But
I like being able to have a little bit of solitude, you know.
Fair.
So I'll try and pick my seat where nobody else is, and when I do go, it's usually during business hours because I'm trying to promote the buckets.
Fair.
So also, even if it's a crowded movie theater, there may not be a cup holder available, but with it having the cup holder part, you could still put it between your knees and your hands are still free, you know.
Yeah, there you go.
But but yeah, I usually go to the movie theaters during business times, so there's not usually a whole lot of people, which I probably should be going when there's a lot of people, right?
Yeah,
show them the
maybe.
buckets.
Well,
But I don't want to get kicked out for trying to sell a product in their in their establishment. I am trying to do it the honest way, and
kind of on a low key kind of way. But no, I think it's smart. And what's your favorite row to sit in when you go to the theater?
my favorite way.
Row. Where are you sitting? Back
Like,
row?
are you all the way in the back?
Not
in front?
not the very back. A happy medium.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You know where the rails are?
Yeah.
Like dude, I don't know why, but I used to love sitting
Oh, yeah.
right there.
That's where my family would sit every
Really?
time.
Yeah, feet up on
growing
the rail and you're just watching the screen.
Yeah, that was our go-to every time.
But my parents, they always, I don't know why, always in the back.
Yeah,
they love
yeah.
like that freaking bird eye
Really?
view kind of.
That's how we are now. Yeah, me and Mackenzie were like that now. We're always sitting in the back. Yeah, but yeah. So Chris, I kind of wanted to play a game with you a little bit if you'd be interested. So you're the inventor of a popcorn bucket, and I don't know if you've seen, but it's kind of been a trend lately for movies to come out with a popcorn bucket promoting their movies.
Yes.
So I kind of wanted to get your takes on some of these popular ones that have come out lately. I'll pull it up on the laptop right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And while you're doing that, this originally started with my wife and I going to the movies to escape the bad news.
Yeah.
And so, again, this was 2014-ish, 15-ish. All this is going on, 2018-ish when I'm going to Shark Tank and everything.
Yeah.
And so while all of this is going on and I'm trying to market the paperboard buckets, my wife and I, we decided to go against the odds and try to have a baby. So we looked into IVF. And they ended up retrieving 36 eggs from her. And we ended up sending them off for genetic testing. And half of them, 36 eggs, half of those died, and then we sent the remaining half off for genetic testing. And then all of those died, except for one. It was our last and only one egg. Wow. And the egg took. She had a full, healthy pregnancy, one minor scare, but we ended up she had a successful C-section on Groundhog's Day, February 2nd, 2018. So fast forward to today, he's now 6. He's thriving.
That
he's
is awesome.
healthy.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
So we now basically have like 2 bucket babies, right?
Yeah,
This
absolutely.
and him. And we like to call him our little groundhog because he was born on Groundhog's Day.
Yeah.
But full circle, it started with bad news. It ended, or hasn't ended. It's a new beginning with a miracle.
Yeah.
And now we have these buckets, and also full circle.
For sure.
Recently, or not recently, but back in 2023, The Expendables 4 came out, and when we went to go see it at 4:40 p.m.
That's
So
crazy.
almost exactly X amount of years
Oh my
from
gosh.
beginning,
That's
or
so
I can't
sick.
tell which side, but
Right.
from beginning to recently.
Yeah.
It's almost been like full circle.
That's
Yeah.
so
So
awesome.
isn't that crazy?
That
That's
can't be a
great.
coincidence.
No, that's
You know what I'm saying?
like cosmic universe
Oh,
saying,
yeah.
"Hey, you're on the right path."
Absolutely.
And with saying that, when we sell enough buckets, we would like to donate portions of our profits to IVF treatment for those in need, and for cervical cancer research, because that's how this all started. Excuse me, I'm getting a little choked up talking about it.
No, that's
but,
amazing.
but that's how this whole thing started, and this is my chance to give back. Like I feel,
Seriously.
because of this, I feel like I owe the universe.
For sure.
I really do. I want to get these out there and just be able to write a check and walk into the labs and say, "Show me what you got. Here's some more money to help you, find a cure, or better development of treatment, or whatever."
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's
I owe the universe.
That's a miracle, man.
Absolutely.
It's a miracle.
So
Yeah, let's go ahead and tell the audience where we can find these buckets.
oh
Go ahead. Let 'em know.
Handsfreepopcornbucket.com. That's our main website. You can also buy the buckets and stickers from there, and you can also go to our Etsy store. There's a link on our website as well, to where you can buy the buckets, the stickers, and we also have like the character shirts made in various colors through Printify, so you can kind of customize it right there on the spot, and they make the shirt and send it directly to you.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a
That's a
cosmic sign.
I mean, that's a
wanna
miracle,
say.
man. That's a miracle. You go to the theater to get away from bad news. You come away with a great idea, and
Yeah.
then you have your child years later. I mean,
That is a
it
story.
comes full circle right there. That's
Right?
awesome. Yeah.
That is a story.
We got a cool product. We got a great backstory.
Yeah.
I like I said, with that amount of years, I've been working on this pretty much solo for the most part. I haven't borrowed no money, which is why it's taken me so long. But here's the thing: had I borrowed a bunch of money, then the lockdowns happened. Nobody knew if the movie theaters were going to shut down, or I would owe people money. You know what I mean? So everything happens for a reason. I wasn't meant to launch back then, but now that I have the mold, we make them here in the United States. Says it right there on the bottom, has the patent numbers, our logo, and made in the USA. I get talked or choked up sometimes talking about it for how long it's taken me.
Yeah, dude.
And that's one thing I can say to anybody, any entrepreneur, no matter what you do in life.
Yeah.
If you truly have a good idea, don't give up on it. Chase it like it's your passion, because the amount of work that you put into it will hopefully have a big payoff in the end. And everything I've been doing, there hasn't really been a business plan. Like college didn't teach me to, hey, Chris, design a popcorn bucket and then take it to this person and that person and get a bunch of sales. No, it doesn't happen that way. But everything is just kind of, hey, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna go out and try it, and if it works, I'm gonna do it again, and if it doesn't, don't repeat.
That's right.
But never give up on your hopes and dreams, because you never know who you're gonna meet, who you're gonna run into.
That's right.
And the universe works in mysterious ways.
That is very,
I
very
can say
true.
that from coming up with an idea, and especially with our one-on-one shot of our son.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. And before we get into this mini game real quick, I just had one question because it's just so intriguing to me. The logo. Yeah. The logo. Explain to us real quick where that came from and what it means.
It's just a silhouette of a person sitting in a movie chair with the actual bucket and a cup holder. It's kind of like the check mark for Nike swoosh, or the Michael Jordan logo man. You know, that's their trademarks. My trademark is this right here, the Handsfree popcorn bucket.
Nice.
I love
it. That was another thing, I didn't know what to call it at the time. I could have, I'm sure everybody has a different name for it or could come up with a different name for it, but I didn't know what to call it. The only thing was, it's in a cup holder. My hands are free, so hands-free popcorn bucket.
There you go.
And I just rolled with it, and it got approved legally. It's registered. Nobody can contest it based on the filing, Section 8 -- code, whatever. But it's and all I did, it's nothing special. I went on Microsoft PowerPoint and just took shapes and pieced them together.
Oh man,
as simple as that.
You did a good job.
Hey, thank you.
It looks really good.
But I didn't want it to be over flashy or nothing like that. Just something simple and you can see it's a bucket and a couple.
Yeah, turned out great. Well, Chris, I know you're a positive person with a great idea, a lot of drive. I know this is going to work out for you just because you're going to stick to it and it's going to hit. So it's awesome. And you were generous to give us some buckets. So we're going to be giving those away on our Instagram, doing some trivia. And you guys are going to get your hands on some free popcorn buckets. So that's going to be awesome. So Chris, you want to jump into this little mini game that we got going on?
Let's go for it.
Let's do it.
So like I was saying before, movies nowadays, they're kind of using popcorn buckets as a promotional piece a little bit. It's almost like one of their main promotional pieces now.
How did it start?
I don't know where it started. I don't know what the first movie was to do it. But I got a couple of the popular ones pulled up right now, and I just kind of want we can kind of have a discussion about it too. But I kind of want you to rate them just based on maybe aesthetic, functionality, how much popcorn it holds, if you would buy it or not.
Would it sit perfectly?
Yeah. Is it something you would approve? So, because you are the popcorn bucket man. So the first one I got pulled up is something we already discussed, is the Deadpool and Wolverine popcorn bucket.
I love it. It's a 10 out of 10. And here's the thing. I don't have one in hand. I tried to get one, but they were all sold out.
Yeah.
But I am almost 100%, 99.9% confident this cup holder piece on my bucket will fit in his mouth.
You think so?
So, Wolverine's mouth kind of
Holding one of the hands-free popcorn bucket. He doesn't have to use his hands. He can use his mouth. That's awesome.
How are you supposed to hold it while you eat it, though?
This one right here. Yeah, I mean, it kind of seems like it's a normal popcorn bucket. Obviously, it's got designed by Deadpool. That's kind of a funny thing. But I have found that a lot of these popcorn buckets that they use for promotional pieces are not the most functional popcorn buckets necessarily. Yeah, but you would say 10 out of 10 on this one.
Oh, that's a great design. Mm-hmm. Everybody was looking forward to it if you kept up with the marketing on the Deadpool and Wolverine movie. Mm-hmm. What it was kind of like a spin-off of the Dune popcorn bucket. That went popular right before that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We'll discuss that one in a second. But before we get to that one, let's move on to this other Deadpool one I just wanted to show you too, because they actually had a second version of it. Whoa. Is this baby Deadpool version.
Aesthetic and it's cool looking. I also know that the top portion kind of comes off so you could fill it up with your drink.
Mm-hmm. I did like that part.
Serious?
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. That's a straw right there at the top.
The back part of it, where you put the popcorn, it's just big, and it looks like it's just big enough to get your hand in there. But if you like butter, I love butter on my popcorn. Trying to clean that thing is going to be, I would probably think a pain, because you got to get inside with all them right angle corners and things like that. It looks like it'd be a pain to clean. So that's more of like a showpiece, I would think.
Wow. Yeah, more on the shelf kind of thing. Yeah. So what would you say out of 10?
For aesthetics, 10 out of 10. Functionality, I'm gonna do a 6.
Yeah, 6. I was kind of thinking the same thing when I saw the door here. I was like, "What? You can get 2 handfuls of popcorn in there, or something like that." Yeah, I did like the multifunctional drink and popcorn combo. I thought that was kind of cool, though.
I wonder how much you can actually fit in there,
Right?
Apartment wise, like what would
Yeah.
you think if you had to estimate? Like what, a medium size?
Maybe a
There's
medium-
No way.
Because
No,
how big even
no.
is that? Like scale?
Dude, it
wise?
looks
I'm not
like
sure.
2 handfuls of popcorn to me.
Yeah.
That barely looks like it. I mean, it's a really cool design, but yeah, the functionality maybe on the lesser side here.
Yeah.
Let's move on to another popcorn bucket. This is a movie that just came out recently. We mentioned it a little bit earlier, Alien Romulus. They got this one that they designed here. What do you think of this one?
That's a cool design, but again, it just looks big and bulky.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're trying to share that with your date, it might be kind of, you know.
Here, you hold that.
But it looks like it might be a lot easier to clean than the Deadpool baby popcorn bucket. And you can probably fit a little bit more, it looks like.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
also looks like the back of the alien head would fit into the Wolverine mouth. So,
I see. Hey, it possibly could. But then where would your bucket go then?
right.
We gotta save your spot.
I gotta find one of those Wolverine head buckets. For sure.
That's awesome. All right.
Wait, what would you rate it?
Yeah, what's your rating on this one?
Aesthetic, 9 out of 10. Practicality or functionality, again, a 6.
A 6.
Okay.
Fair.
Definitely.
Being reasonable, not hard.
Yeah.
And all of these, I'm sure you'll be able to find after the fact on like some resale
Like
site,
eBay or something?
Something. I'm sure they're going.
I think they're
for a
going
lot.
for some money.
I'm actually curious to know how much these were going for retail.
At least
Like,
double. I've seen some on eBay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
have
If
you?
you buy it for 40, they're selling it for 80.
Sure.
Yeah, they're like a commodity kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of what they're turning into.
Are these something you get at the theater actually? Like when you go and
I
watch
think
a
they're
showing?
designed by the theaters, and you buy them there. I want to say, do you know, Chris?
It's something to that effect. I would
Yeah.
imagine that, or the movie studios, and then they market it to the movie.
Yeah,
theater.
maybe distribute it too. Because I'm sure like these all go to an AMC or a Harkins or a Majestic. You know.
Yeah, I think so. I think actually, like between these two Deadpool ones, I think one was like AMC and the other was Regal or something
Yeah,
like
something
that.
Oh,
like
I see.
that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah, different theaters are trying to compete with the popcorn.
Who's got-
They
which
will.
is cool though.
No, yeah,
That's
absolutely.
awesome.
Now I'm glad you brought that up. So movie theaters, if you're out there listening, right?
Yeah.
All of y'all had the alien head buckets. All of you had the Batman buckets or the Joker buckets, whatever. But nobody yet has these buckets.
That's right.
So you have the opportunity to be at the forefront of adopting these into your everyday sales. You can make these like your loyalty bucket program, you know, Harkins if you're listening. And for example, say you wanted a red bucket and it's a Harkins loyalty red bucket. And, you know, your customers buy the bucket and then they get a free refill whenever they bring it in. Great concept, great thing to market with. I need that movie theater to give me a call.
You need
Hey,
it, bro, you're gonna get it.
and so here's the thing, right? With the whole logistical nightmare and the lockdowns, I actually had some buckets that were from the first plastic mold that I had overseas, and they shipped some to me. And it wasn't a lot, just maybe a case or a little bit over, and they were stuck on the boat because the lockdowns, all the ports were on lockdowns. So everybody's waiting on their product. So what I ended up having to wait 30 days for it to get shipped. I could have had it airmailed or whatever, but it was a heavy container. I was cheap. I didn't want to, pay the extra cost. So
Right.
just send it over on a boat. But I had to wait 30 days shipping time on a boat, and then I had to wait another 2 to 3 weeks for it to get cleared through customs and on the port, and then for the secondary shipper to ship it from California here to Arizona. So if time is money,
Yeah.
right? I lost a lot of money during that time, which was one of the things that everybody wants to get their products made cheaper overseas. But if time is money and all your products are overseas on a boat, shipping, customs, yada, 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 you've actually lost that much money. So here's my proposal. I make these right here in the USA. Harkins Theaters, you have 3 movie theaters locally within my surrounding area. Let me bring 1,000 of these buckets to each one of your locations.
That's right.
And then we agree on a price, and you just pay me when you sell them after you sell them.
Absolutely.
So I have on-demand product.
Yes, sir.
So great opportunity, whether it be AMC, Harkins, Regal, Cinemark, the mom and pop movie theaters. Like there's so many.
And if we're talking functionality, we're talking 11 out of 10 here, theaters. Okay, this
I love it. Thank you for the rating.
This ups any functional popcorn bucket that you guys got.
And what's the cleaning look like?
Oh, you could. So it's dishwasher safe with no designs.
Yeah.
But I do recommend if you put stickers on it, hand wash it.
Yeah.
But a quick. Compared to cleaning the Deadpool baby, this is just a quick, quick wipe, rinse, you're done. But it's where it looks like with that little car seat with the baby Deadpool, you got to get in there with a toothbrush, get them little corners, But yeah, it's multifunctional outside the movie theater, which is another good thing for the movie theaters. Like they can take this home. People or customers can take this home. They can use it at their own movie theater. They can put it in their cars. If they're anywhere there's a large cup holder, that's within reason. That's the target market.
Yeah.
It hasn't gone viral yet. I've tried to make it go viral, but
it will.
Hopefully it does.
Yeah,
but nobody's made it go viral yet. But it's not just popcorn bucket. Like how much frozen yogurt's going to fit in here?
That's
how many M&Ms can fit in here? Like somebody's going to go viral with it, and I really hope they do. But all the different creative ways that this can be used. I'm excited to see who comes up with it, what they do with it, and because as of right now, it ain't me. But I wish everyone out there watching the best. If you get one and you go viral, like. Congratulations, and I'm excited. Make sure you @ me on the social medias.
For sure. Absolutely.
Well, Chris, we'll move on to our last two popcorn buckets that we got for you to rate here. We already discussed it a little bit, but we got the Dune popcorn bucket. Maybe this is the first one I actually ever saw that was like a big talking point. People were like, maybe it was because of the design. People thought it was maybe a little suspect in some way. But what's your opinion, Chris? What do you think of it? Do you like the Dune movies?
Yeah, they're immersive.
Yeah.
So I went to go see it in Dolby Atmos at AMC.
Perfect.
And just like the sound, I can't even describe just when it's above you and behind you, and just it's like you were there without getting dusty from the from the spice or whatever. But it was like you were really there, and you were just watching it through a window really happen.
Yeah, good point.
And those are the movies I really enjoy the most. They don't have to be as long, which I think a lot of movies are starting to get carried away with 3.5 hours.
They're getting up there. They're getting up there.
Movie studios, we don't have that much time. Like just maybe chop off 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes. I kind of just to touch on that. I'm totally on board with you. I think a movie can be an hour and a half, and it can be a perfect experience right there.
Absolutely. I know there's a lot to tell, but if that's the case, make a part 2. Make a continuation.
Sure. See, I just to play devil's advocate here, I like the commitment of having to sit through 3.5 hours. A few weeks ago, I watched Lord of the Rings at home, the first one with my boys. We sat there.
Those are marathons.
We sat there and we're like, we're going to watch this right now. And it's the commitment that I like because it shows your discipline. You're going to sit here and you're going to watch this right now.
Right.
That's just me. I don't know. I think it's fun.
I see that. If it's a good 3 hours well spent, sometimes I feel like movies try to drag it, but those are epics though.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
But back to the Dune bucket. I love the design. I'm almost positive, 99.9% again, that this cup holder will fit in the mouth
right in there
of the Dune opening right there. So
I agree.
Just
what do you think of so when you're sticking your hand in this bucket? Is this gonna pull your popcorn out of your hand when you're these
good
teeth
point.
here?
Right.
Good point.
I haven't seen one in real life. I tried to get one again so I could try and do social media videos with the bucket going in, but they were always sold out. So missed opportunity there as well.
You know what it looks like to me? It looks like the top part of this Dune bucket can come off and it'll fit on top of the freaking top of this.
Depending on what size that is. If it's a small bucket, it probably would.
And then hands-free Dune. Hands-free, whatever.
Dune,
what is the experience
of Dune sandworm?
Yeah, what do you? I don't know. I don't even know what that feels like.
Yeah, right. I don't think it'd be pleasant.
No,
really.
I don't want popcorn after putting my hand in that.
So, you got any ratings for this? Out of functionality, how about what do you say?
I mean, it kind of looks like it'd be a little tall. I'd give it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, you like the design?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's cool too.
I mean, that thing would be weird.
It's different for sure. And then I got one more for you, Chris. I just saw this one because I felt like it was a little more of an inventive kind of popcorn bucket. Maybe it had multiple functions, but Despicable Me 4 popcorn bucket has these straps, kind of a backpack, maybe baby carrier style kind of thing.
Yeah, on the chest.
Yeah, what do you think of this one?
To me, it looks like it'd be a little constricting during the movie. It's almost like a horse trough in a way, you know what I mean? or a horse feed bag.
It's just here the whole time.
So
I can see that.
But I mean, hey, with it being strapped, it is hands free. So I mean, I can't knock it. You know what I mean?
That is fair. It is hands free.
It's in the family.
Yeah,
that's funny. I feel like butter could get all over your shirt
Yeah,
too.
that could get messy.
Yeah. Well, that's the last one I got for you on there. So functionality, design. What do you think? Rating?
I mean, it looks like if you could pull the insert, I would imagine there's like a bucket insert, the actual.
Yeah, maybe that's the
carrying
case.
part.
Yeah.
So if you can pull that bucket out, it's multifunctional. So you could carry other stuff in it. Mm-hmm. Maybe a little baby. I wouldn't recommend it, but for overall though, 7 out of 10, I guess.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm gonna rate mine the best.
Yeah, 11 out of 10 over there.
You know, here's the thing: out of every single one of these buckets that we just talked about, they have full-blown marketing teams. They have full-blown movie studios. They have everybody on their side making their buckets for them. Me, I'm just a little guy. Hello, like. I got a cool bucket in the story.
But you got the coolest one, in my opinion.
I appreciate that. I really do. We can make them in different colors. Like so if a movie theater Harkins, if they wanted all blue, we can make it blue. Or AMC, if they wanted like a red, we can make it all red. And you know, they could come up with their own sticker logos, movie studio stickers if they wanted, and they could sell that as an add-on.
Yeah.
Or here's a free stickers when you buy the bucket, something like that. They got the marketing teams.
You're one guy.
Yeah, I'm one guy. So they can definitely come up with more than I have right now. But yeah, a cool product just waiting to launch with the right movie theater, distributor, the right opportunity.
It's going to happen, dude. It's going to happen.
The cosmos works in mysterious ways.
It does.
That's right.
Absolutely.
And what you put out is what you get back.
Definitely. So just the last few thoughts. What are some things moving forward now that you're going to try to implement to maybe get some more traction, get some more people talking about this thing? How are you really going to try to put this out there?
I have so many crazy ideas of how to get this out there. So, I've been to the movie theaters, talked to managers. They like the idea, but again, I need CEO to CEO FaceTime.
There you go.
Because at the end of the day, they're the ultimate decision maker, and I think if I could actually get FaceTime with them, again, I love to stick to what I call my core four. This is who I am. This is what I got. This is where I'm at, and this is what I need.
I like that.
Can you help me out?
Yeah, I like that.
So I think once I show them what I got and tell them our backstory and tell them our purpose, that, hey, we want to give back for, IVF research, cancer research. I can't see anybody not wanting to take on, you know what I mean? Like, but some of the ideas that I've thought about doing a Hail Mary pass on social media, hello world, this is me, this is what I got, this is what I got, and I'm looking for a marketing team, or if somebody wants to, do affiliate program or something to that effect, make a dollar a bucket for every sale. Use your code, and a dollar a bucket doesn't sound like a lot, but if you get one video and 1 million people buy it, you made $1 million in what, literally. A 15-second video? Like, so I have all these crazy ideas of different ways to get it out there, marketing. But right now, I'm just kind of, put my toe in the water, kind of get the feel for it, because there. One thing is if it blows up too fast, that could be a bad thing too, So, little gradual implements of getting it out there is comfortable right now. It hasn't been very stressful, but one day I'm gonna get that call and it's, hey, we need 1 million buckets.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I could see it blowing up on the TikTok shop or something like that.
Yeah, literally.
honestly. Yeah.
So funny thing, I actually applied for the TikTok shop, sent all my personal information, and they still won't approve me. I sent my photo ID, my like all of my legal credentials and everything, but they're still saying, no, that's not you.
Really?
It's perfect,
But
for
it
their-
is me.
Yeah, it's perfect for their shop. Oh man.
But another idea I thought about, like if I got a sales team and they just went out and they got sales, right? So you know how like if real estate agents, they sell a house, get 3-6%, whatever it is,
Sure.
and they're done. They sold a house, they get that percentage. Well, my idea is if I had salespeople, why not make it to where they get a revolving payment for every time the location they initially got, to make an order. Every time that location orders, they get that same 3-6%. So it's revolving payment for them. It's not like just one and done.
Interesting.
So I think that would bring a lot of salespeople. If you're watching this or
Yeah.
hear this, I'm open to exploring different ideas. And the thing is that with me doing this, out of pocket and doing a little bit here, a little bit there. A lot of people want money up front, you know what I mean? But me, I've got 10 years sweat equity in this, including my own money. So
For sure.
if you want to get together and make money together, I pay on performance, put it that way.
Yeah.
If you want $1 million, go sell 1 million buckets,
Fair.
And I'm just spitballing, brainstorming ideas. Nothing's in concrete.
Yeah.
But those are just wild thoughts that keep me up at night.
Absolutely.
How can I sell this? Who would be a good, marketing team or strategist or
Yeah.
whatever. But hopefully, with me making the videos on TikTok and putting it on all the different social media outlets and doing podcasts, and hopefully it organically grows.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I'll have that that following of I didn't have to pay for the advertising. I grew it organically.
For sure.
Yeah, that's what keeps me awake.
Yeah, no, I mean, I love the business plan. You're not just selling the product, you're selling the purpose. And I love, the journey that you've taken to get here. You got the puzzle pieces, you've put in the time, you have the confidence, you have the dream, you're putting in all this effort. So there's no way this, can't hit. You're just waiting for that spark. And personally, I'm going to start taking some of these popcorn buckets and I'm going to go to the theater and use them.
Absolutely.
I hope so.
saying?
Yeah, definitely.
we will be.
It'll definitely elevate your movie going experience. I say,
For
because when you
sure.
put it down and you're like, you got your drink and your bucket, you're like,
Yeah. Exactly. It's going to feel
my hands
right.
are actually free. You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
Now, what do I do with them? Do I just,
Yeah. It's so smart and it's so simple. So yeah, one last time, if you want to just plug in your website again, where can
yeah.
people find you?
handsfreepopcornbucket.com, and on our different social medias, for Twitter X, it's HF Handsfree Popcorn Bucket. For our Etsy store, which is also, there's a link on our website, is HF Handsfree Popcorn Bucket, and you can Google me, actually.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
so
good.
That's a kind of a cool thing to say. If you Google keyword search Handsfree Popcorn Bucket, then patent number, blah, 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 pictures, filter by images, it shows my Handsfree Popcorn Bucket. Here's something that I didn't find out until a few years back. And my wife and I, when we were actually promoting the paperboard buckets,
Yeah.
we went to CinemaCon. It was like 2015-ish, 2016-ish, somewhere in there. And somebody had taken a photo and of my wife, like in our, in our booth or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so I go to Google search Handsfree Popcorn Bucket, and my wife shows up. So that's kind of both scary and awesome at the same time.
Yeah,
you know what I
absolutely.
mean? When you specifically search for something and your wife pops up, that's that's a different level.
For sure.
But we thought it was fun, and so it's
It's an awesome idea, Chris. I really
Thank you.
love it. I think we both do, and it's gonna blow up.
I appreciate y'all having me here to where I can tell the story and
Absolutely.
hopefully get it out there.
Absolutely.
And, everybody start following these guys if you haven't already.
Appreciate
that.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put all the links down in the description. Make sure to check this amazing person out and this amazing product that goes with it. You guys, thank you so much for watching yet another episode of Film Frat Podcast. Thanks for the love, support, and we're here to continuously grow the community. Thank you for being our first guest.
Thank you, Chris.
Amazing. Thank you for
Absolutely.
showing the love and support as well as sharing your story. Amazing story. Any last thoughts?
We'll have to have you on again.
Yeah, definitely. I'd
yeah.
love to come in with a new update.
Yeah.
And hopefully, hey, I got my first big order.
There you go.
Absolutely, yeah, that's what we want.
And then, if we're at like a Harkins or AMC, then, and we're about to do this big launch, then that's when I call y'all, hey, come on down to Harkins.
That's right. That's right.
We're all local, so
that's right.
It has a lot of opportunity and growth potential for anybody that gets involved. Because, again, there it is. Who can do what?
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it. It's been awesome, and it's been a lot of fun.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. We'll be seeing you soon. Thank
Yeah,
you so
definitely.
much.